Well, hello everybody. I just wanted to come on house contemplation, going through my journey, the hero's journey that we're all going on individually. I've been reflecting a lot about cults and a lot about mentality, and it was really interesting, that Tartaria Australia thing, for me personally, because as soon as I read the Tartarian Australian vision, I knew, number one, it could just be that they're a bit fumbly, they don't really think things through, it could be just an honest mistake. But see, I didn't even actually know that the Fellowship of Friends name was related to this other cult, but I just knew the name Fellowship of Friends. That I'm sure there's a cult out there called Fellowship of Friends. I just knew, because it's so interesting how a lot of the cults, especially, yeah, no, I don't know, just overall, they're either got friends, fellowship, family. There's a lot of double letters. Like my family's cult was called Tinker Tailor. Tinker Tailor. So there's a lot of double ups. There's a lot of F cults. I don't know. You just kind of get the vibe. I don't know. Like when you've grown up, or like even like with like generational passing down, you kind of like like those experiments that they do on mice, where they traumatize the mother, and then the child, the offspring has the same fear as the mother, and they don't know where it's come from, like that generational trauma. But you get the feelings in your body, but you don't really know where it's come from. Anyway, this is why we have to face ourselves. We have to face ourselves. Like, I've been thinking a lot about myself and just going, God damn, like that behavior is not great. Like, and sometimes it's good for people to point these things out to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's better. Like, I guess if you're a leader, right, you want people to point things out, because then you can improve. And that's why, like, I have a little bit of a problem with all the YouTubers, because there's a very, very resistance to any criticism. And their response to criticism, a lot of these, anyway, I just think I've been watching, like, their response to sort of criticism, and it's very, I guess that's a human thing, right? We all don't like criticism, especially when we're in a vulnerable state, and actually really what we want is to be embraced. We don't want to be criticized all the time. But, I think if you're being like on the pedestal, I think a good leader would say, okay, that's fair. But then how much criticism can you actually hold as one person? This is why I don't like the pedestal. I've always disliked the pedestal. I think there's dragons up there. Like when you look at the classic cult scenario, like the classic, bipolar split. Like if you've got a leader, there's usually a bipolar split, and some, like in a narcissistic family system, for example, the mother or the father has a narcissistic personality disorder, there's a split. There's usually one child that all the shit gets put on, and one child that gets put on the pedestal. And I've been thinking, like, I was the shit kicker, right? But I've been thinking, is it worse to be on the pedestal? It might be. Like, at least if you're the shit, you can see it. Do you know what I mean? Because you're just like, God damn, this is just too horrible all the time. Like, this is too horrible. Like, you can't say anything right. You can't do anything right. You can't, like if you say the sky is blue, they'd go, oh, God damn, why do you think that? Like, it's just so fucking confusing. It's so confusing to a point where you can't even, like, function. So you go, God damn, I need to get away from this. But if you're on the pedestal, I mean, you're certainly getting something out of it, aren't you? You're getting kind of some self-esteem. Like, it's not really self-esteem, I guess. But like, I guess it's harder to wake up from being on the pedestal. I don't know. Anyway, I've been thinking about these ideas. Anyway, so Tartary Australia's come on. Like, somebody's written them an email about that the Fellowship of Friends was a sex cult. You know, it's not, like, you don't have to be Einstein to know that there would be a cult associated with that name. But anyway, yeah. And I just think you got to be a little bit, I don't know, you got to be a little bit self-aware. And to me, I do think, not to be mean, but I do think if you've come up with a name and you're launching an idea and you haven't researched it, that shows a lack of, I don't know, shows a lack of something, right? And so now we have to do some damage control, which is, you know, they put out a video which is damage control, which is fair enough. And then they've got some of their inner circle coming on to back them up. Fair, like, you know, that's what happens. You know, you have to be, like, you get other people to back you up. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then it's like, oh yeah, the other people backing. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that Tartary Australia is a cult. Like, I'm not. I'm just saying this is what humans, like, there have to come a time when you've got to look at it like, this is human nature, the bad part, the shadow part of human nature. And you've got to tame it. You've got to be aware of it. And, like, it's no good just come on and go, oh, I'm getting targeted and there's evil spirits and it's you. Like, there's darkness in you. I promise you. There is darkness in you that you have to tame. I promise you. The evil spirits is in you. Like, there's not all good people and bad people. I do think that philosophy, like, it's about the wolf that you feed. And I think there could be, like, some people that are more prone to walk the dark side, right? But there's still, if you think you're good, like, you're the good ones, you're like, you know, the Jedi, you know, and, you know, I'm afraid to say, no, it's just not the way it is. There's darkness in you. And there's light, there's shadow and there's light, you know? And, you know, you got to be able to see that, I think. But anyway, like, I just found it amusing because it's like, oh, and then this sex cult had a leader who was charismatic and who spoke to angels. And I'm like, but you also are, like, the person who's speaking about Tartary Australia. I'm like, yeah, you're also charismatic. You also claim to speak to the ancestors. You know, it's a little bit of projection. Like, you know, like, and I would never be in a sex cult. Okay, well, yeah, maybe you're not in a sex cult, but, you know, look at, you know, there's other things that you could get people, it just because it's not a sex cult doesn't mean that you're not using your charisma to manipulate people. And you probably need to look at that. Because, you know, there are, you know, anyone who's got this charismatic energy, like Russell Brand, blah, 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 they're very good at getting people to do things for them. Very good. Now, just because it's not a sex cult doesn't mean that you're not getting them to do things for you that perhaps it's a bit exploitative. Like, for example, using your influence to get people to come to your farm and build infrastructure. They volunteered, it was their choice, but you're a charismatic person. So they look up to you from the, you know, they think you're on the pedestal. So, you know, it's not like a volunteer thing where it's like going to build homes in Africa, right? they're coming to your property and building infrastructure. It's not like volunteering at a community garden where everybody has access to the garden. This is your private property that people are voluntarily coming to because you've used your charisma to get this to happen. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Well, a little bit exploitative. It's a little bit exploitative, I think, and I asked myself the question, if I had that kind of charisma, would I get people to do that? Maybe. May bloody be, because I work my ass off I don't have that kind of charisma, So I work my ass off to do everything by myself, and it's horrible. Like, I'd much prefer somebody else to do all the labour. Much prefer it. Of course. But I don't know. I'd feel pretty bad. I'd feel like I'm exploiting, actually. I'd probably go, oh, that's too much. Like, calm down. You don't have to do all that. And that's what I think, like, why, like, I've yet to see, like, a leader, or I've yet to see someone who just goes, yeah, fuck, I fucked up. Like, Jesus, that's on me. That's my shadow. I need to, like, you know what I mean? Like, who takes criticism with gracefulness. Actually, there's one YouTuber who actually does that. And I would say it's The Necessary Conversation, Chad Colton. I think he does it very well. But he's a Gemini, though, so, my trust levels of Geminis. They've got the words, man. They've got the words. But I think he just goes, I think he's got some good leadership qualities. Like, he doesn't take it personally. He's very assured of what he's doing. Like, he's doing this channel to, like, build a bridge between opposing views. Like, and so when everybody comes at him and says this is, he goes, well, this is the original vision of the channel. Like, you can have your opinion, that's great, but this is what I'm doing, basically. And I think that's great. Like, but it's not like a community based thing. It's just kind of, I don't know, like, you think through all these things. But I just think now there's damage control going on. I think you've got to, with all of these, like, little community things, like these intentional communities, I think if you start big, you got to, I don't know, like, that. I think that you can do it, but I think you've got to start, like, in small little clusters. That even sounds bad, doesn't it? I don't know how to live in a village anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and there's a danger, of everyone in the community is like-minded, because you actually need people to challenge you, because then you just end up in an echo chamber and you think you're right, and nobody's right. Like, everyone has pieces of right and pieces of wrong, and it's better to be in a community that has a differing of opinions, not like big differing of opinions, because I don't think the goal is, what I was saying is, I don't think the goal is to be right. I actually think the goal is more relational than that. I think the goal is to be in relation. And figuring out, like, I really do think, we come down here to Earth School. I'm doing the quotation marks in the air. Or whatever this place is, right? Whatever this reality is. What are we here to do? We're here, Mark Devlin thinks it's just hell school. Hell. But there's still part of me, and maybe I'm programmed to think this as well. There's still part of me that thinks we're here for an experience, to face ourselves a little bit, and to grow in humbleness, maybe? To grow in humbleness? I mean, to grow in the qualities that are admirable. Humbleness, love, peace, patience, kindness. I mean, the Bible has got some good stuff in it. So what I would say is, how can you be humble in a community of people who all just think the same and clap each other and put it, everything you say is wonderful, like yuck. No. I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable amongst a people that always said everything I did was good. Fuck no, don't put me on the pedestal, you know. But we can grow in an understanding of each other, love for each other, care for each other, a desire for wanting to see better from each other. I don't know. I'm crying a bit because I'm not perfect, man. Like, even yesterday, I was thinking, God damn, that's not... Like, I had some very unkind thoughts, you know? But, yeah, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be unkind. I guess it's just a choice, right? And so maybe the goal is nothing to do with having the right idea, but the right heart. You know, the right heart, the heart of love. And like saying that person is evil and I'm the good one and they're the evil one. It's not really a balanced view anyway. It's not a balanced view. But of course we want to promote ourselves. And I'm as guilty as that. Like, I mean, I do think there are people who are two-way gone. Like, I'm like, yeah, they're just psychopath. Nothing, no, there's nothing else you can do in that situation. You just need to get away from it because they're not open to hear you. They're not open to see you. There's something within them that's so broken that they want to destroy you. There is that element in some people. I don't know the answer though. Do you love on them? I don't know. Like, then that kind of, it's so hard, you see? It's not an easy little assignment. Earth school. If it's a school. Or maybe we've overcomplicated it, you know? Maybe we're just here for a time and that's it. And we have our little thoughts and we have our little experiences and that's it. I mean, I'm going to be mad if that, yeah. I mean, you won't be able to be mad about it, but God damn, if that's all it is, Jesus. If it's not for some grand purpose, like if it's not for some higher fucking shit, you know, I've gone through all this shit, facing myself in a bloody shadow and having to go through all these shit experiences and, you know, for what? Like, if there's no point, it's the Capricorn way, right? If there's no point, I'm not fucking doing it. Like, why would I do that if there's no point to it? But maybe the point is just the experience and, you know. But anyway, I'm listening now to Tartaria Australia doing their damage control. I find it quite amusing because I've seen this pattern so many times and I feel like there's a bit of an arrogance in me because I feel like, yeah, no, I can see exactly, right? And they were like saying like, and because I've experienced this with them, so I know what they're talking about because I've been to all of these events, right? So like the first event was really good. It was promising. It was like exciting and the energy was really good. But then like the second event, it was like they did this event where it's like all the truth seekers sent them a clip and they played it. But like it was like one of the truth seekers, the online truth seekers, like he did a bloody 20-minute clip. It was so bad. Like, I can tell you exactly what happened from my perspective, but, you know, they wanted to say it was, you know, spiders. I think what happened was they played this clip. It was bad. This guy is not as, he's sort of going in the darkness, this one truth seeker. Anyway, that's my opinion. Anyway, it just agitated people because it went on for so long and it just made no sense. It was nonsense. It was just... Anyway, so, like, people were like, please, can you just turn this off, man? It's, like, the people, the audience. And then the people on the stage were like, no, we're not doing that. You need to be quiet, like, you need to be quiet and kind of like, no, like, you need to be respectful. Like, it was just bad. It was very bad. And it was that, like, it was bad. I mean, I would say that was on Tartaria Australia. The management of that was really bad. Anyway, it is what it is. Like, people in this community, they're not, well, a lot of them have turned out to be followers, but generally speaking, it's not a follower kind of community, right? I'm just going to follow every idea, right? We want to be autonomous thinkers. So, I don't know, now it's turned into like, clap, 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 just shut up with that shit, like, yeah, anyway, it's been interesting to watch it unfold. And, like, if you actually, if you actually do the observer thing, like, from 2020, and you stand back and you go, what was all that about? And what is the fruits of this whole thing? I don't know. Like, you reflect upon it and you wonder about it. And you muse about it, you muse. And in reality, there's no answer. That's the reality. There's inklings of answers. And there's always got to be balance, right? And maybe every experience that you're having is just to bring you back to some sort of balance. Like, if you go too far this way, you kind of get pushed back. I don't know. Like, I've been reflecting on my experience, like, geez, like, this experience or this ride has been very alone. Like, and there's been such resistance in me to, like, have to do all of this by myself. Oh my God. And I have to be brave. Like, I have to, like, nobody agrees with me. And, like, I don't have a cluster of people around me. Like, I just have myself. And I just have my own integrity, I guess. I don't know. I hope my integrity is well formed. I'm working on it. Like, but I don't want to harm people. I don't want to upset people. Yeah. And I want to take accountability for my actions. And I want to do better. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's all there is. And anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about, Tartaria Australia. Oh yeah, that one with the giant spiders. Anyway, so then everyone started arguing oh God, it was actually terrible. Like, I started crying. I was like, I'm upset. So then the next day I just left. I was like, oh, fuck this shit, I'm out. But the next day, apparently, they got the community together and they were like, yeah, it was giant spiders. No, it wasn't fucking giant spiders. It was us. It was our shadow. It was ego. Inflated ego. Nothing wrong with ego, healthy ego, but inflated ego. That's what it was. It was inflated ego. And, as much as you've got these people, generally speaking, people in the truth movement are a little bit broken. Like, they're the rejects. It kind of reminds me of that show, like the Raggy Dolls. We're the Raggy Dolls, right? Raggy dolls, dolls like you, rejects of society, unconformists. That's what I find really weird about the truth movement. It's like you've gathered all the unconformists and they're conforming to you. It's weird to me. Like, that's weird. Honestly, to me, that's fucking, like, to sit in an audience, clap every fucking idea. That's not really what I signed up for, you know? I mean, what I would love to learn is how to have respectful conflict and come to some sort of middle ground with somebody. I think maybe that's what we're supposed to be learning. Like, let's come together with extreme opposite views and let's see if we can make something new out of it. That's respectful and kind and cares about the human spirit, and cares that, we're quite vulnerable and like, we quite orphan-like, the human species is quite orphan-like. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're not mature. We have no fucking idea. Do you know what I mean? Like, how we go, like, that's what I think COVID was all about. Some part of me thinks it was like the higher power going, let's put really different people together and see how they get along. And we did pretty bad. I think we did pretty bad. Like we don't know how to respectfully, and you're never going to do it with this kind of YouTube movement, because the ones who are up on the pedestal that's their livelihood, so they have to be up there. Like, otherwise they're going to have to get a job or something. Like, Jesus. And nobody wants a job in this movement, like, I don't know, like, I feel like my situation is quite great. Like, I work when I want, but I worked hard to build this, by myself. And you can do it. Like, there's nothing stopping you, really. I mean, I don't know, like, that's probably untrue. Like, I did get, I got this house, man. And I do think I'm very grateful for that. Very grateful. Yeah, anyway, so I don't know, like, it'll be interesting. I'm going to finish watching how I just like the psychology of it all. There's a little part of me that likes the psychology of it all, because now they're on damage control. I'm not seeing anything aspirational in the way that they're handling it. Do you know what I mean? It's just the same old thing. Maybe there is nothing aspirational. Maybe there is nothing next level. Do you know what I mean? God damn, if that's true, I'm not happy. Like, if we can't get to a place where, like, even like these days when I lost my dog, right, I really had to look at myself, because I really just needed soft people around me. I really just needed people around me who were just soft on me. It's just a little gentle and soft on me. But I don't really have friends who are soft. And, like, the thing of the matter is that there's kind of a goodness about that, They're all warriors and, like, oh, goddamn trauma survivors. And there's no softness, And I'm just like, oh, goddamn, I'm like, in me, I'm feeling too vulnerable to hear all this. Like, I just need softness, And maybe we do need some softness, like, and maybe we should approach each other with a bit more softness and a bit more nurturing, a bit more feminine energy. Maybe we need to do that, Like, I watched Louis Theroux. I actually really like Louis Theroux. I think he's an interesting character. But, like, the manosphere, like, these YouTubers who get on, it's absolutely gobsmacking to me that very aggressive masculine energy is like, and the woman should just do what she's told, and if I want to put my thing in her, then she just has to say yeah. I'm like, Jesus. I mean, and then the other men are looking up to this. Like, really? You're looking up to this? Why? Like, it's not good for you either. Like, what are you getting out of that kind of relationship? Not much. That's what I would say. No richness or like... It's just odd. I would highly recommend watching that. I mean, I was disgusted by it. But I think they're little boys. I thought they're just little boys who haven't had a parent, like a proper parent, who teaches them integrity and love. You know, like if you probably look at all of their backstories, they're probably fatherless. You know. I don't know. This experiment has been really... It's a bit fucked up. Like, I think if you become a parent, you are obligated to try your best to... I don't know. Like, it's a bit harsh. I mean, everybody... everyone goes, oh, I did the best I could with what I had at the time. Well, maybe you could have done better. Like, come on. Like... Being an alcoholic and abusing your family, is that the best you could with what you had at the time? Really? Really? Come on. Get some help. Like, our parents didn't have any help or support. Yes, there were books. Come on. There were books. There were things. Come on. Stop it. You did have help. You just have to be willing to, you just have to go, you got to go and find it, and you've brought a human being into this earth and it's not the same. Like, you're the elder. Sorry. So sorry, like, that you can't be a child anymore. It's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of that energy in me. It's not very kind sometimes. Because I think, you should try. You should, I don't know. That's what I think. So, that's all I've got to say. I'm going to watch the rest of Tartaria Australia's damage control, see if there's anything that I admire about the damage control that they've done. I don't think so, though. I mean, I've seen a little bit of the behaviour at the conferences, and I'm like, yeah, you could do better. You could do better. There's delegating, and then there's never doing any of the work and getting all the praise, I mean, yeah. Who wouldn't want that? Anyway. At the time, I feel like I've changed a lot, because at the time I just felt like so disappointed, like being in these environments and just going, God damn, this is just this again, and just feeling so disappointed. But now I just think, maybe we're all just on the hero's journey and that's what it is, And I don't think you can make an intentional community that doesn't go a little bit to crap as people evolve and change. I mean, I've never seen an intentional community where they're not all sleeping with each other. I really haven't. And then they're like, oh no, we don't mind because we're free. And then they do mind, really. They do mind. They do mind. Okay. Anyway, ciao for now. That's what I'm thinking. And just keep, you're a human. You've got shadow. You've got light. And it's okay. And you can do better than shit. and try not to hurt people. Don't exploit people. Love on people, care about people, be kind. Understand where people are at and care.